Since the dawn of time, humanity has sought ways to unburden itself from the trials of existence, to transcend the mundane and embrace fleeting moments of liberation. Across centuries and cultures, one substance has emerged as both a companion in joy and a harbinger of sorrow: alcohol. Revered as al-kuhul in ancient traditions, this enigmatic liquid has been intertwined with celebration, artistic inspiration, and even ritualistic reverence. But beneath its allure lies a hidden story, a tale of its profound spiritual consequences. Today, we venture beyond its physical effects, peeling back the layers of mysticism and ancient wisdom to reveal how this spirit interacts with our soul, our energy, and our connection to the divine. The origins of alcohol tell a story far richer and more complex than one might expect. This narrative is deeply rooted in ancient alchemy, mysticism, and humanity's timeless quest to understand and manipulate the natural world. Far from being merely a substance for intoxication, alcohol's history weaves through spiritual practices, medicinal applications, and philosophical explorations of matter and spirit. To truly appreciate its profound significance, we must trace the word alcohol back to its etymological and symbolic roots. The term alcohol derives from the Arabic word al-kuhul, which initially referred to a fine black powder used as a cosmetic to darken the eyes, known today as kuhul. However, for the alchemists of the Islamic Golden Age, al-kuhul held a much deeper and more symbolic meaning. To them, it represented a distilled essence, a concept that transcended its physical form. This essence was the spirit extracted from matter, a process that mirrored the separation of the soul from the body, a theme central to their spiritual and alchemical pursuits. Fascinatingly, al-kuhul can also be translated as body-eating spirit, a chilling description that reflects ancient beliefs about the substance's effects. The phrase hints at the understanding that alcohol, while offering temporary pleasure, ultimately diminishes the vitality of both the body and the spirit. This concept ties into the broader philosophical ideas of alchemy, where every substance carried both a gift and a curse. Alchemists believed that distillation, the process of refining and purifying a substance, was a sacred act, mirroring spiritual ascension. However, they also recognized that substances like alcohol could disrupt the delicate balance of the human spirit when misused. In this context, alcohol was not merely a chemical agent, but an alchemical symbol of transformation. It was seen as a volatile essence, capable of revealing hidden truths or distorting perception. This duality made it both revered and feared. Perhaps this is why alcoholic beverages are still referred to as spirits today, a nod to their ancient association with the ethereal and intangible. To fully grasp the significance of al-kuhul, we must consider its role within the broader history of alchemy and mysticism. Alchemy, often misunderstood as a mere precursor to modern chemistry, was far more than a scientific endeavor. It was a spiritual philosophy, rooted in the belief that the material world and the spiritual realm were intrinsically connected. Alchemists sought to uncover the divine essence within matter, believing that the purification of substances paralleled the purification of the soul. In this framework, the act of distillation, separating the pure from the impure, became a metaphor for spiritual enlightenment. Alcohol, as a product of distillation, occupied a unique place in this philosophy. It was both a tool and a test, a substance that could unlock hidden potential or lead to ruin. Ancient alchemists warned of its power, recognizing that while it could serve as a gateway to higher states of awareness, it could just as easily enslave the mind and spirit. They understood that alcohol's effects extended beyond the physical, influencing the energetic and spiritual dimensions of the human being. These ideas are not confined to the alchemical traditions of the Islamic world. Similar concepts can be found in other ancient cultures. For example, the Sumerians, one of the earliest civilizations to produce alcohol, considered beer a gift from the gods. They viewed its consumption as a sacred act, one that connected them to divine forces. In ancient Egypt, wine was associated with Osiris, the god of fertility and renewal, symbolizing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The Greeks, too, revered alcohol, dedicating it to Dionysus, the god of wine, ecstasy, and divine madness. For them, wine was a medium through which mortals could experience the divine, transcending the limitations of the human condition. Yet, even within these celebratory contexts, alcohol was often accompanied by cautionary tales. In ancient Greek rituals, for instance, the consumption of wine was carefully regulated to prevent excess. The Bacchic mysteries, secret rites dedicated to Dionysus, emphasized balance and the importance of maintaining harmony between reason and ecstasy. Ecstasy celebrated 52 revolutions a day, and the ecstasy, similarly in ancient Egypt, priests often abstained from alcohol, believing it clouded their spiritual clarity and disrupted their connection to the divine. The duality of alcohol, as both a sacred gift and a potential danger, is a recurring theme across cultures and traditions. This duality is encapsulated in the etymology of al-kuhul. While it symbolizes the extraction of essence, it also warns of the depletion of vitality. This paradox reflects humanity's complex relationship with alcohol, a substance that has been both celebrated and feared throughout history. In addition to its symbolic and spiritual significance, alcohol played a practical role in ancient alchemy. The process of distillation, which gave rise to alcohol as we know it today, was a key innovation of Islamic alchemists. Figures such as Jabir ibn Hayyan, known in the West as Geber, documented the principles of distillation, refining it as both a scientific and spiritual practice. For these alchemists, distillation was not merely a means of producing alcohol. It was a sacred act of transformation, a way of unlocking the hidden potential within matter. This perspective on alcohol's origins invites us to reconsider our modern relationship with it. In contemporary society, alcohol is often viewed as a simple commodity, a source of pleasure, relaxation, or social bonding. Yet its ancient associations remind us that it is far more than a mere beverage. It is a substance imbued with symbolic power, one that interacts with the body, mind, and spirit in profound ways. The term body-eating spirit serves as a powerful metaphor for alcohol's effects on the human being. While it may offer temporary relief or pleasure, it often comes at a cost. The vitality drained by alcohol is not only physical but also energetic, impacting the subtle dimensions of our being. This idea resonates with the warnings of ancient alchemists, who understood that substances capable of altering perception must be approached with respect and caution. Perhaps the most striking aspect of alcohol's origins is its capacity to embody both creation and destruction. It is a reminder that every substance carries dual potential, reflecting the broader dualities of life itself. By understanding its history and symbolism, we can approach alcohol with a deeper awareness, recognizing its power and respecting its impact. Alcohol remains important to life, though its impact sometimes seems to be underestimated. Throughout history, alcohol has been revered as a divine elixir, a sacred gift bestowed upon humanity. In ancient Mesopotamia, it was offered to the gods in elaborate rituals, symbolizing gratitude and reverence for the divine forces that shaped their lives. Egyptian civilization saw wine as a sacred connection to Osiris, the god of renewal and fertility, whose very essence promised rebirth and abundance. Meanwhile, the Greeks celebrated Dionysus, the god of wine, ecstasy, and divine madness, through wild, euphoric rituals that blurred the lines between humanity and the divine. Yet, even in these ancient celebrations, alcohol was recognized as a double-edged sword. While it was praised for its ability to unlock the deeper, hidden layers of the self, it also carried warnings. The sages of these civilizations understood that alcohol could obscure reason and distort perception, opening a gateway to darker influences. It was seen as a substance that could magnify the inner world, but at the cost of clarity and balance. The rituals and reverence of ancient civilizations remind us that alcohol is not a mere drink, but a tool of immense power, at once frightening and forming in one's love. And English poet Ralph Strake reveals in his poem Reverence that alcohol is not a mere drink, but a tool of immense power, at once frightening and revealed in many reveals. Modern spirituality reminds us of a profound truth. We are not merely physical beings of flesh and bone, but energetic entities surrounded by a vibrant, dynamic field known as the aura. This energetic field reflects our spiritual vitality, acting as both a shield and a channel, connecting us to higher realms of consciousness and cosmic energy. When this field is intact, it offers protection, balance, and alignment with our higher self. However, alcohol introduces a destabilizing force into this delicate system. As it is consumed, it begins to weaken and disrupt the integrity of the aura, creating tears or gaps in this vital energy field. These ruptures make us vulnerable to negative influences, often described in spiritual traditions as parasitic energies. Rudolf Steiner, the renowned spiritual philosopher, warned of alcohol's capacity to weaken the spiritual self, reducing our vibrational frequency and allowing lower entities to penetrate our energetic boundaries. These entities, known as obsessing spirits or astral parasites in esoteric traditions, feed on the chaotic energy that addiction creates, further deepening our spiritual disconnection. This disruption is not merely metaphorical. When the aura is compromised, our emotional and mental state becomes unbalanced, leaving us feeling scattered, anxious, and detached from our inner essence. Alcohol's effect is not limited to the body, it extends to our very being, dimming the light that connects us to higher states of awareness. By understanding this, we can begin to see alcohol not as a harmless indulgence, but as a substance that profoundly impacts our spiritual and energetic well-being. Within every individual lies a network of energy centers, known as the chakras, each responsible for a different aspect of our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. These chakras serve as bridges between the material and spiritual realms, connecting our earthly existence to higher states of consciousness. But alcohol disrupts this balance in a profound way, creating energetic disharmony that reverberates throughout the system. The root chakra, located at the base of the spine, is tied to survival instincts and earthly pleasures. Alcohol overstimulates this center, intensifying desires for physical gratification and grounding us in material pursuits. While this stimulation may offer a temporary sense of euphoria, it simultaneously suppresses the crown chakra, the gateway to divine connection and spiritual wisdom. Located at the top of the head, the crown chakra serves as the bridge to our higher self, allowing us to access enlightenment and universal truths. When the root chakra is overactive and the crown chakra is dimmed, we become trapped in a cycle of seeking satisfaction in external pleasures, while losing touch with our inner essence. This imbalance clouds our judgment, weakens our intuition, and distances us from the spiritual truths that guide us toward growth and self-realization. The more we consume alcohol, the harder it becomes to hear the inner voice, the divine whisper that leads us to enlightenment. This disruption leaves us disoriented, tethered to the material world, and disconnected from the higher vibrations of peace and clarity. True balance requires a harmonious flow between all chakras, grounding us in the present while allowing us to rise towards spiritual awakening. Alcohol, by distorting this equilibrium, keeps us anchored in illusion, preventing us from fully realizing our potential. In group settings, the spiritual effects of alcohol become even more pronounced, creating a ripple effect that amplifies its consequences. Alcohol, when consumed collectively, alters the vibrational frequency of the entire environment, often lowering it to a denser, more chaotic state. Imagine a party or gathering where alcohol flows freely. The energies of individuals begin to intertwine, but instead of uplifting one another, these connections often spiral into disarray. The once vibrant and harmonious atmosphere becomes heavy and disjointed, filled with erratic emotions and primal impulses. This phenomenon occurs because alcohol disrupts the natural balance of the aura, making individuals more reactive and less grounded. When these disrupted energies mix, they create a collective field of instability. In such spaces, it's common to feel a sense of unease, disconnection, or even aggression, as the vibrations of the environment drop to a state of chaos. This is why many spiritual traditions caution against frequenting environments dominated by alcohol consumption. These spaces not only disrupt personal harmony, but also affect the collective consciousness, pulling everyone further from alignment with higher truths. The collective impact serves as a reminder that our energy fields are interconnected. When one person's vibration lowers, it affects the collective whole. By being mindful of the environments we immerse ourselves in, we can protect our own energy and contribute to the creation of spaces that foster growth, peace, and spiritual connection. Throughout the ages, great spiritual masters have cautioned humanity against the dangers of intoxicants, understanding their profound impact on the body, mind, and spirit. The Buddha emphasized abstinence from alcohol as a cornerstone of the Noble Eightfold Path, teaching that intoxicants cloud the mind and obscure the clarity necessary for spiritual progress. For him, a clear and disciplined mind was the foundation of enlightenment, and alcohol was a barrier that hindered this sacred pursuit. Similarly, Paramahansa Yogananda, in his seminal work Autobiography of a Yogi, described alcohol as a substance that dims the inner light of the spirit. He warned that it obstructs the higher pathways of consciousness, preventing seekers from accessing the divine wisdom within. Yogananda saw alcohol not as a mere indulgence, but as a spiritual hindrance, pulling individuals away from the enlightenment they strive to attain. In fact, it was this spiritual hindrance that forced him to cut away from the enlightenment they strive to attain. Even Rumi, the mystical Sufi poet, used the metaphor of wine in his verses, describing divine love as the ultimate intoxication that awakens the soul. Yet Rumi cautioned against literal wine, warning that it leads seekers astray, creating an illusion of freedom while deepening their disconnection from truth. These teachings, woven through different traditions, carry a common thread. The journey to spiritual clarity demands sobriety of mind and alignment with one's higher self. Why do we continue to turn to alcohol, knowing its consequences? The answer lies in the illusion it weaves. Alcohol offers a fleeting escape, a momentary silencing of fears, anxieties, and insecurities. It grants us a false sense of confidence, a temporary euphoria where the weight of life feels lighter. The shy find courage, the weary find relief, and the troubled find solace, up 2014, but only for a moment. This relief, however, is deceptive. The feelings of empowerment and joy are fleeting, leaving behind a deeper void. Once the intoxicating haze clears, we are left with the same fears and insecurities, often magnified by the energy we have lost. By relying on alcohol to escape reality, we move further away from our true essence, U 2014, the inner peace and fulfillment that can only be found within. Ancient Hermetic teachings remind us of this eternal truth. What we seek externally can never replace what resides within. Alcohol offers an illusion of freedom, but binds us further in chains of dependency, keeping us from the clarity, joy, and wholeness that come from reconnecting with our inner divinity. The path to true liberation lies in turning inward, where the answers and the peace we long for have always existed. True liberation begins with a single powerful step: awareness. When we understand the spiritual consequences of alcohol, we unlock the potential to make conscious choices that reclaim our energy and reconnect us with our divine essence. This journey is not about deprivation but transformation, a 24/7 shift, from relying on external substances to nurturing the boundless well of peace and clarity within us. Practices like meditation, yoga, and conscious breathing become essential allies on this path. Meditation stills the restless mind, allowing us to repair the damage alcohol has inflicted on our aura and restore our vibrational harmony. Yoga bridges the physical and spiritual realms, aligning the body with the higher self, while conscious breathing revitalizes our energy, purifying and rebalancing the spirit. Gratitude serves as another powerful tool in this transformation. By focusing on what we already have, rather than what we lack, we dissolve the emptiness that often drives us to seek solace in external solutions. Gratitude shifts our perspective, reconnecting us to life's abundance and reminding us of the beauty in the present moment. Reconnecting with nature is equally vital. The Earth's energy is purifying and grounding, a force that helps cleanse not just the body but also the mind and spirit. Whether walking through a forest, feeling the ocean's rhythm, or simply sitting under an open sky, nature restores what we have lost, anchoring us in the rhythms of life itself. This path to liberation is one of mindfulness, healing, and ultimately, self-discovery. Breaking free from the cycle of alcohol is not just about abandoning a substance. It is about embracing a profound new way of being. At the heart of this transformation lies forgiveness, particularly self-forgiveness. We must acknowledge that our imperfections and mistakes are not barriers, but essential parts of our journey. Each misstep offers a lesson, an opportunity to grow, and a chance to reclaim our strength. Emphasis on the loneliness, suffering, and opportunity to grow, and a chance to reclaim our strength. Forgiveness is the catalyst for renewal. Much like a tree reborn in spring after the cold dormancy of winter. The leaves may have fallen, but beneath the surface, life remains, waiting to bloom again with vigor and purpose. Similarly, we too can rise from the shadows of our past choices, stronger and more aligned with our inner truth. This transformation is an invitation to rediscover the infinite source of peace, joy, and clarity that resides within us. By releasing guilt and embracing the light of self-compassion, we create space for healing and growth. The question remains, are you ready to take this step? To let go of the illusions and rediscover the fullness of your being? The path to transformation is not a destination, but a journey. Year 2014. Return to the truth that has always been within you.